Alrighty, what's up, y'all? Today we are going to be doing some video review, just watching some film, because in these couple of videos I didn't perform the way I wanted to, so we're going to look over some film, see what we can do, see what we did wrong, and kind of just improve on that. But without further ado, let's get started. So I sail that ball straight out of the park. Alright, so let's see what we did wrong here. So swap ball is set. We kind of do a skip step here. I think that's one of the things that kind of got me. I was probably coming in a little bit too early and it ruined my rhythm. And I had a skip step in order to gain the proper 1-2, my penultimate step to get into a proper swing here. And my height is a little bit low, and I think for me to compensate for that, I swung under the ball, thinking I could just roll it over, but I think that was a mistake I made on my end too, is that I swung under the ball and it sailed out. So yeah, so first mistake, early on the approach, I'm already kind of approaching and the ball's not even being in the setter's hands yet, and I'm already basically about to jump, but the ball is still already in the air. So had a skip step here, which ruined my timing and my rhythm, which led me to jump a little bit lower, which also led me to swinging under the ball to try and compensate for a low jump. And that's what led the ball to sail out. So let's give ourselves a note. Wait a little bit longer in terms of approaching the ball. Wait for the set before I jump and swing. So that's our first mistake here. So just watching here, we go up for a block. We didn't get the block. They swung into the net, but just wanted to watch my block. Definitely want to keep myself out of the net. I was kind of tight here. I remember I kind of fade into the net, so make sure to stay out of the net when I'm blocking. One thing that got me, I remember this part specifically, is that I didn't go up with the middle, and the middle got set here at 2-ball, I believe. Ball was set middle, yeah, it was high enough where I could have came in and at least blocked. I should have been there, but that's just my personal thing that I tend to watch middles a lot whenever they're hitting, so I gotta take a personal note in my head that I gotta jump, especially if it's a 2-ball, and that 2-ball gets swung onto my side and swung down. So if I was there on the block, I probably would have been able to at least touch the ball. So I gotta jump on those, especially if it's a 2-ball. 1-balls are a little bit harder, but if it's a 2-ball, it should be up. Okay, this part of the game, we have our serve, we have our outside serving. Outside serves, they receive, and they set the outside. I pull to the line, which is what I'm supposed to do, but what I think I should have done is that I shouldn't have pulled so far up, because I'm here. 10-foot lines here, so that's a pretty big space, and we do kind of, in this case, have our line being kind of taken away. So what I should have done is I should have probably pulled up. I probably should have pulled up and maybe formed a defense here instead of this far back, because in the case that they do tip short, then I'm able to get it, and in the case that they tip deep, that'll be our outside's problem. So in this case, I gotta start watching my blockers a little bit better instead of just automating myself to just to go line. Watch my blocks a little bit better and angle myself a little bit shorter if I have to. So that's what kind of causes us to lose this point, because there's a block touch and the block touch is short, which causes me to not be able to move my feet because I'm straight up expecting a swing and it touches floor. So definitely be up a little bit more shallow, more definitely here instead of back here. I wanted to talk about this small play. So the ball goes over, their outside is set, and their outside goes a swing in between the block, which is pretty impressive because the block is pretty tight. The space is pretty tight there, the seam. And I touch. I think that was a good touch, in my opinion, because our outside is kind of looking for maybe a different angle of the seam, maybe a swing here instead of a swing over here. So I think, I believe this area was kind of hard for our outside to grab anything. So I think that would have been, I think this touch was a really good touch. And I think moving from line to kind of more of an angle, because their hitter was kind of more positioned here instead of over here. So I think this touch is good. Granted, it's kind of a shank. It's kind of a one-arm dig, but it's a shank. But we're still able to get it up. And yeah, get it over and we play it out. But I think that was a good. I think that was a good touch from me. So I think it was a good job that I moved over. I think that was really good on my part. So I just got to keep in mind to move over when the outside is a little bit more in, because they have the ability to swing in between that seam. So, all right. So we get a serve receive. Set is set for me for a D swing, and I kind of do this kind of flat swing. Let's go back and see why. So I have plenty of space, good approach space. My approach is a little bit later, not as early as before, so I'm kind of gauging it a little bit better. I come up to jump. I guess my penultimate's a bit too fast, and I am swinging under the ball. So the ball is here, and my head is here. So I'm swinging directly under the ball, which kind of makes me, I remember this swing, it makes me kind of uncomfortable swinging. And I didn't want to swing a proper swing, because if I would have swung a proper swing, I would have swung out. So I just kind of stiff arm lollipopped it over the net, just to keep the ball in play. And that's exactly what happened. I think this is also, the reason why this happened was due to my rush. Even though I was a little bit later, and even though I started a little bit late, even though I started a little bit further back, and even though I started a little bit later, I think I rushed this approach way too fast, which kind of led me to kind of overestimate my jump, and I kind of had to stiff arm it. If anything, maybe this position from the set, or this position from the camera, doesn't really do me any justice, but maybe what had happened, I think, is I might have jumped a little bit too far forward. Let's see here. It's because I jump here, and it looks like the ball is exactly where I jumped, so maybe I should have jumped here and swung through instead of jumping under the ball, because I have the tendency to want to jump over this line. So yeah, so another mental note of watching the set before I jump, watching where the ball is before I jump, and that'll probably help me. And that'll probably help me have a better arm swing, a proper arm swing, that is, because I'm able to get over the blocks, but not a very hard driven ball. And the seam is open, so I should be able to swing a little bit better. So, okay, so we got serve receive, pass goes up, and then we have a set to me outside because of serve receive. I have plenty of distance, I have a good rhythm going on. I'm watching the ball, and I jump, and I sail it out. I think this one wasn't too bad of an approach. I really like my timing. I like my steps. Kind of waited here a lot more, and then as we keep going, I'm still watching, and the ball is set, and then I kind of understand where it's going. And then as I jump, it was a good jump. I make pretty good contact as well, but I don't snap. That's just, I believe, me sailing it out. My contact might have been under the ball, maybe, because I believe from all the timing and watching it back, I believe my timing is fine. Because if the ball is falling, I meet it up in the air. I think I just was too afraid of the block here, of getting blocked, which is just a me problem, and I sail it out. There's nothing else to it. I just didn't snap and was scared of the block, so I tried being smart and swinging in line, but I sail it out instead. So just make sure to snap next time, basically. So, and the last point, I have some pretty good distance. Set is set. I'm waiting a little bit better. Set is set. Then I start my approach once I see the set, and then I jump. But the thing is that when I jump, I have to jump to the side because the ball is set a little bit further out. And I think for things like that, I need to wait a lot more on my approach. Everything is that I need to wait on my approach because I'm arriving, I have pretty good distance, and when I jump here, I swing the ball out here. So I need to wait a little bit more and then come around and then swing a little bit harder of an angle. But that's alright. Just wait next time, basically. But my approach is good. It looks like I have a low contact. It looks like I'm early again, so just kind of roll it over because the set is a little bit far outside, and the roll doesn't get it over, but they pick it up. So, and serve receive, another serve receive, ball's set to me for an oppo swing, and let's see. I watch the ball, I jump, I meet the ball, and net is wide open, but I don't snap. Sail the ball straight out. I saw my line open and I tried swinging line, but I didn't snap the ball, and it just goes out. I think the contact here was fine. I remember this contact was it wasn't under the ball. It wasn't necessarily on top of the ball. It was kind of in the middle where I just had to put snap on it for it to go down. My approach here was good. My rhythm and the pacing I had was fine, but what had happened is that I just didn't snap. I contacted the ball in front of me, and I just sailed it out because I didn't snap. So that's just my fault. Okay, getting into game 2. We have a middle going up here, and my middle and me both go up, and I get a touch. I think this was a good decision by me. going up for a block on a 2 ball. I kind of learned my lesson from the first game, I guess, and we get a good touch because I think if I wasn't there, I think that ball would have went to our setter, and we don't want our ball to grab we don't want our setter to grab the first ball. So I think this was a good touch. Ball goes over. They try swinging it. I set it, but it's tight. But our ball goes back up, and I go up to swing, and I tried making a smart move here, and I just totally botched the roll into the net. I think the roll was a good decision because their lib was kind of far back, and I think if I would have rolled, I think it would have went down, but my roll was just not strong enough to get over the net. In terms of approach, ball goes up. I'm still approaching, which is good. That means my pacing's a little bit slower. We come up, we jump, and I'm a little bit late because my full approach is not really there. And so in order for me to put the ball over, I was going to roll it over because I knew I wasn't getting a full swing in. But my roll was just not strong enough to get over the net. So put some more power into the roll. That's one mental note I have to put. If I am going to roll, put some more power into it. So in this scenario, ball is tipped over the net, our setter grabs it, and I'm in a perfect spot to set our outside. But what happens is that I don't set very well. What I should have done is I should have had a stable base before I set. I just kind of stepped into it, and that set kind of just pushes over into the court. Not only that, but when I'm setting, instead of squaring up to my target, I kind of set and spin at the same time. So that kind of causes the ball to set into the court instead of towards the target, and kind of forces our outside to kind of make a weird swing here. So setting off ball, definitely square up to our target first and then set. Same thing here from last game, how I was telling myself to stay off the net. Make sure my feet are planted for a proper block. It looks like I'm planting and then spinning to get a straightforward block. But as you can see, I'm super close into the net, and I have to land and kind of shuffle my way under the net and to the other side. Thankfully, it was swung out. So, all right. So our outside swings, we get a rebound, we get the ball up, our lib knuckles it up, gets a good D ball set here, and I go up to swing, and I do another kind of like stiff arm roll to the libero. Let's see what we could have done better here. So the ball set, come up for the approach. I think I'm just a tad bit late here. Because it looks like I'm still going backwards to get ready to set the approach, and the ball is set, and then I come forward. Maybe the ball was just a little bit lower than I'm comfortable with, but I roll it over. I meet the ball when it's coming down instead of intercepting it. So I kind of have to stiff arm roll it over. So nothing bad, just unfortunate event there. Okay, let's talk about this block here. So the set is put outside. We go up to block. I have a good set feet position this time instead of swinging over. And I go up to block. I have my hands up, and I touch the ball. And it just kind of rolls outside my fingers. And unfortunately, our back row isn't able to get it. But that block was a lot better by me. I was able to get a proper set feet and then come up, have a proper spacing between me and the net, come back down and get ready to play. So that's a good block by me. All right, let's talk about this swing here. So serve receive, we get a pass, our outside passes. We get a set on the opposite side, and we go for a swing. This swing's a little bit better. We're able to actually get a decent swing here. Ball's going set up. I'm coming a little bit later. I'm still approaching, and the ball is finally in the air. So I track it, have a good jump, I meet it, and I swing through. Thankfully this time I kind of snap a little bit, swing over the block, and their back line taps it and shanks it. So that was a good swing. For the most part, that was a good swing. Okay, let's look at this block. So I know the set is going outside, so I preemptively kind of get a good step in and come up. And I tried stuff blocking him, and he swings right through me before I can get a swing in, and the ball ricochets between me and my middle, and it goes out. Yeah, I felt it too. I was up in the air, and I was trying to stuff block him, but he swung a little bit faster than I anticipated. So I am a little bit close to the net, though. Just gotta watch myself. I believe my middle, me and my middle kind of look like we net here. Yeah, I definitely net here. So maybe not press too hard or swing too hard whenever I'm trying to stuff block. So just keep my distance. All right, so same problem happened here from last game. They set the outside. I kind of pull way back. I pull way back here and very deep, and especially when we have the line, blocked out, I should have pulled up a little bit more and covered the tips here. And that comes back to bite me in the butt because I miss the pancake. So pull up when line is blocked. And then last point, I get set. Serve receive. I get set here, and I come fast blazing in, and I jump and I swing, and I am jumping under the ball again. I'm here, the ball's way back here, my arm is cocked way back, so I'm just jumping under the ball, and I need to learn how to wait and just chill out before I jump and swing. And that swing is out. So yep, just gotta wait because it looks like I'm very uncomfortable when I'm swinging, and I know I'm under the ball, and I gotta kind of not full swing, and I gotta kind of roll it over. So even still, it makes its way out of the court. So definitely gotta slow down my pacing a lot more. We're gonna be going into game 3. So let's get started. We are in serve receive, and we get the pass shanked because the serve was a little bit short. So I had to take second ball. And when I set the ball comes in a little bit in and very tight. So I think one of the problems I had with this set was I didn't get to the ball fast enough, and I also didn't get my feet to the ball because, as you can see, like I split step and I'm kind of in a lunge position here, right? And so I kind of have to use my whole body to set the ball. Not only that, but I'm kind of stepping and I'm trying to compensate for the lower shank pass. And so as we go on, I have to jump into my set, pushing it out, And I think me doing that and me not squaring up properly kind of pushes the ball to a very inward set and also a very tight set as well. So as we can see, the set is kind of here instead of here, and it's not really what we want. It doesn't really give our hitters any options to swing anywhere. And not only that, but it's a tight ball, so there's not really anywhere he can swing besides down this way, unless he curves and swings down this way, which is kind of a hard swing, especially if it's kind of a lower set and because he's starting out here. So that tightness of that ball is kind of not what we want. So next time, definitely push it out a little bit more, push it off to give our hitters a little bit more options, whether they want to swing this way or they want to swing this way. Because then at least we can keep the ball in play and make it hard on the other team. So, yep. And then wanted to talk about this hit. We get the ball over on our side on a waterfall, but we're still able to get the ball up. Our setter is able to pass bump set over to the outside where I'm at, and I just kind of jump and roll it over the block. And we do score the point, but there are some things I want to cover. I think my starting position here next to the 10-foot line should have been a little bit further out, because then at least I could have gotten a proper swing. Even though I did get the roll, the set was high enough. As I was saying, the set was high enough where I could actually get a proper approach in and have an actual swing. So, because it looks like I jump, and it looks like the ball, gauging from where I jumped, it looks like the ball was in a proper place where I can at least put it deep line or deep angle and get at least a better, stronger hit in. I know we still got the point, but I feel like this hit here should not have been down the way it is. I think if they were actually playing with a little bit more energy, they definitely would have gotten that ball up. So yeah, definitely take a longer approach and swing a little bit harder. But nonetheless, it was a good swing, I guess. Just wanted to talk about this block. This block on the outside, they get a serve from us, and the outside is set. And I come in to block, but I block with one hand, and I'm not blocking with my right hand, which should be up as well. Should have two blocks up, and I believe it touches my hand, and it kind of comes off my hand. And our setter isn't able to pick it back up. But nonetheless, this is kind of a bad block. I should have jumped with two hands in the air and maybe get a better touch on it. But I guess I was trying to go for like a Kong block or one-handed block or whatever. But it's all right. We were able to get the touch. I think next time definitely should go up with two hands and have a stronger block rather than one hand blocking and trying to clip farm or whatever. But yeah, definitely go up with two arms, be strong on the block, and block the space rather than the person. So better block here. They get the pass up and they set the outside again. I get 2 feet to the ball, to my blocking position. I go up, two arms up, and strong block into the court. Our middle kind of closes the seam, or at least tries his best, which is fine. But I got my two arms up, and if the ball actually would have went over the net, I'm sure I would have stuffed the block because it looks like he swung into the net. So yeah, not a good block, definitely better than the other one. I'm able to get up, get a good strong press in. So I just want to get some good movement here. We got the serve over and they set the outside. Outside swings, hits net, and we're able to pick it up, but our setter is still stuck on the right side. You can see here, it's stuck on the right side behind our middle, and so there's technically nobody there because our outside here and our lip here kind of crashed into each other, so there's technically nobody here to take the ball. So good move I made where there's nobody here, and I just kind of pass it over. Good move. Yeah, just gotta stay wary of those, and I think that was a good move by me. So, just wanted to talk about a bad habit I have, is that I tend to watch, and this is a very good example of that. So, serve receive, we get the ball up, good set, or good pass into a good set. Set's coming down, and our outside swings, but we get blocked, and it still comes back to our side. And as you can see, I'm still walking and watching here rather than getting into my base position, getting ready to cover, especially because they're already swinging here. Definitely got to cover a lot faster, and I missed the ball for that. And that's just my fault. That's a bad habit of mine that I got to keep up, especially if we're playing at a higher level of volleyball, where we're actually playing some good comp here. Definitely got to watch and cover and put that ball up, because that mistake is, even though it was a block swing, I could have easily picked that up, and that rally was on me personally. So, okay, so talking about a swing that I did in the back row. Ball is served over, I believe. Oh no, ball is set over, and we get a good pass to a good set, and we get a set to the D ball, but the set is just a little bit low, because it looks like I have a good long approach. The distance to the line, and to me, is pretty good distance for me to actually have a good proper approach. But when the set is coming over, the set is a little bit low, and we didn't really talk about a faster pace set between me and the setter, so it's just miscommunication here. And so I have to kind of just jump over and roll it over, and I think I did a good job in rolling it over. I think I could have put a little bit more downspin on it, maybe have it fall faster, and as well as put it in a better spot instead of giving it to just the little barrel. Maybe making them work for it, put it deep line here, or deep angle here, make their middle back work for it, because if it's a roll shot like that, usually the setter is probably going to run up. So definitely put it in a smarter position rather than just give it to the lid, because the libero just kind of just dug it up and they have a perfect pass. So yeah, I mean, good adjustment on my part, but next time make a smarter move. Put it in a smarter spot, I guess you could say. Finding another swing, talking about another swing of mine that I did in the back row. So we do get the ball up from a serve, and our setter sets a D ball. It is a perfectly fine D ball. It looks like I have plenty of room, plenty of space to come and approach, and I jump, good swing, or good jump, at good decent timing, but I swing just a bit early or just a bit fast, where I swing right under the ball, and it creates a little bit of top underspin rather than top spin, and it kind of floats it into their court, but the setter still does pick it up. I think in this case, my approach timing and my approach jump and everything seems to be on point, seems to be on time, but when I swing, I kind of just lose the swing. My swing kind of crumbles. That's probably just because I'm scared of the blockers or whatnot. But yeah, definitely gotta get the blockers out of my head, because if I get shut down, I get shut down. But if I can get a good swing in, definitely try to get a good swing in. And in this case, the blockers kind of have really big spacing. There's a really big seam, and not only that, but like this blocker is a little bit low on the net. I know this blocker is really high on the net, but this blocker is a little bit lower now on the net. So I guess I have a higher chance of getting a tool or a block touch rather than a full shutdown, especially when it looks like the peak of my swing seems to be a little bit higher than the block. So definitely should have swung down, but it's all right. we'll take that into note and swing down rather than kind of like float it over. But yeah, have a little bit later of a swing, and yeah. There was a pass here made by me. I just wanted to talk about. So their libero gets set over to their opposite, and I get a good pass off my midline. I think this is a really good move. I'm kind of in a weird position, but passing off my midline was a really good move. It definitely put me in a spot where I can actually set the ball up, giving us three options, and I'm able to pull off to swing, and our middle gets our middle gets the set, and our middle does get the swing, and we do get the point. So a swing on the opposite side. Let's see what happens here. So we do get a pass from serve receive, and then I do get the set, and good swing into the net. So good set. I have good timing, good approach, and I jump, and I wait on my swing just a tad bit. So if we go back, looks like my approach is pretty good on timing. I have a good penultimate jump step, good positioning. The ball's ahead of me, so I'm able to swing down a little bit better, and I am still cocking my arm back when I should be swinging already, and I swing straight into the net. So the arm swing into the net was just due to me being kind of late, and I'm swinging the ball down rather than into the court, because my contact is a little bit lower here, but more, yeah, my contact's a little bit lower, so I'm not reaching as high, and that kind of forces me to swing down into the net. And I also believe that's just as well as the blockers being up as well. The blockers being up in my face kind of, I don't know, it's a mental thing. I just got to get over. Just got to swing to swing, you know? So, yep, just got to make sure I reach and actually swing down rather than waiting for the ball to come down, because it looks like my timing here is pretty good. So, serve receive, another set for us, or for the opposite side, I mean, and I get a pretty good gauge of where I'm going to swing. Good jump, good timing, good approach, and same thing happened like before. I swing and I float right under, and it just kind of floats with underspin to the middle back. Let's look at that back. So our jump is pretty high. We've got a good jump. We've got a good timing. We've got a good swing, but then I just tip it right under. It kind of looks like my swing is just a tad bit early, so maybe I am trying to reach here, but maybe just wait just a tad bit. But for the most part, not too big of a mistake, because it looks like approach and everything seems to be on time. It's just I messed up in that I just didn't snap. So I didn't snap, and I was too early on the swing. Good block by me and my middle here. They do get their serve receive up, and they set the outside. Me and my middle are going up. We close the seam. And the blockers are up or pressing, but unfortunately this hitter kind of hits the ball into our middle's arms, and it kind of waterfalls into the net, and we kind of struggle to get it out because we're kind of tight on the block, or at least I was kind of tight on the block, so I had to wait until I got down to try to get the ball up. But for the most part, it's a good block. My arms are pretty high up on the block, and yeah, a good solid block. Just, it is what it is. Kind of a tough move here. So one thing to talk about, had a failed pancake here, playing right back because I went in the back row. They set the outside. Their outside goes a swing, but they roll instead, and I'm there. I'm able to get to the spot, but I fail the pancake. I guess there was just I guess my hand wasn't on the floor in time before the ball dropped, and so the ball just kind of like dribbled between my hand and the floor. So the ball wasn't able to get up. One thing I gotta say about this is that I was there. Good time. I guess I was able to get to the spot fast enough. I think it's just I anticipated the ball to drop a little bit slower, and so I didn't drop my hand down all the way. And so what I should have done is I should have just popped the ball up if I was able to get there in time. And I think that's my mistake here, is that I tried to pancake instead of just getting the ball up. So me and my middle get a good press block here. If we keep going, they set the outside, and me and the middle go up for a block, and he does a really good job in closing the block. And then I'm also pretty high up, getting my arms up there, kind of creating some pressure. It looks like the outside does swing into the net a little bit, but we do force the ball over after dribbling with the net, and they do miss the cover pickup. So good block between me and the middle, able to press, and we do get that point. And then I believe this was the second block that ends the game. We do get the serve, and on their serve receive, they kind of missed the pass, and so they kind of have to force a bump set to their outside. And so they kind of have to force a roll here, and both me and the middle kind of go up, but I do get the initial touch, and it does push the ball back over, and we do get that point. So good block on me. But yeah, that concludes my, I guess, video review, my film watch about me. Granted, I know I say like good block by me or good swing by me. It pertains to me and my personal skill, not really necessarily like the what is good for the team, because like I know sometimes I'm like I go up for a good block, like good press, good whatnot, but I don't necessarily make a good choice in blocking the spot rather than blocking the person. So all these are just more of my personal kind of problems and things like that in terms of volleyball, but in terms of like what's good for the team may or may not be there. So just keep in mind of that. But yeah, hopefully, or maybe I'll see you in the next video review or film review. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.